All the Reacher Season 1 was an exciting premiere, but there are a few things that stand apart as the most important details to remember ahead of Reacher Season 2's release. The main character of Amazon Prime Video's Reacher, a former Army police major, is portrayed to perfection by Alan Ritchson and is based on Lee Child's enduring novel series. Jack Reacher travels the country in 26 novels and numerous short tales. Reacher is unable to stay in one place for too long. Thus, he frequently gets entangled in dangerous conspiracies and unstable odd jobs. Despite this, he always prevails because of his cunning, strength, and strong moral sense. Thanks in large part to Ritchson's acting, Amazon's Reacher stays very true to the original material and the character, unlike the 2012 movie. While the first season of Reacher adapts Child's first book, Killing Floor, the second installment follows the events in Child's 11th book, Bad Luck and Trouble. Despite having a new supporting cast in a different setting, Reacher Season 2 will undoubtedly make references to its predecessor. After all, Jack Reacher will be at the center of a deadly scheme that targets both him and the other members of his former unit in the Bad Luck and Trouble adaptation. Perhaps Jack Reacher's military background is what most distinguishes him. His official training not only made him a skilled marksman and excellent hand-to-hand combatant, but it also influenced his way of life. Reacher and his brother grew up on military posts because their father was a Marine. Undoubtedly, Reacher's career was shaped by his distinct upbringing. Jack was a member of the elite military police squadron, the fictional 110th Special Investigations Unit, for 13 years, rising to the rank of major. Reacher was singled out for discharge because of his strong moral convictions. He eventually left the Army because he was repulsed by the corruption he witnessed there. Jack Reacher was lost on what to do with himself after the Army. In Lee Child's The Affair, Reacher states, "I was 36 years old, a citizen of a country I had barely seen, and there were places to go, and there were things to do." The main character of the adaptation on Amazon Prime Video feels the same way. Reacher lives as a nomad or hobo, as he refers to it, unable to settle down or remain in one spot for an extended period of time. In Season 2, Reacher will abandon his nomadic existence and move to New York City from the small Georgian village of Margrave, after forging some very intimate bonds in Season 1. There's a lot of death at the beginning of Reacher's first season. One of the killings touches a nerve, even though the string of killings ultimately drives Jack Reacher's Season 1 probe into Margrave's pervasive corruption. When Reacher talks about the string of murders at the close of the pilot, the title character names Joe Reacher, his older brother, as the first victim. Midway through Season 1, Joe's former colleague discloses that Joe considered his younger brother as the man worth looking up to, despite Jack's belief that he could never measure up to Joe. Reacher pursues the case because he feels responsible for his brother's passing and their growing distance from one another. Jack Reacher gets off a Greyhound bus in Welcome to Margrave, Episode 1, and is nearly instantly arrested at the cafe in the small town. The banker Paul Hubble, who under duress gave a fake confession to the murder in issue, is sent to a local jail together with the former major. Not only do the prison scenes in the first few episodes of the program feature some of Reacher's best battle scenes, but they also establish Jack as a dangerous character. Endowed with a strong moral compass, Reacher consistently defends the rights of those in need, and it is this determination that ultimately compels him to remain in Margrave. Searching for the man who killed his brother, Reacher discovers a larger corruption plot involving Margrave's business owners, politicians, and police. Fortunately, two reliable locals, Oscar Finlay, Malcolm Goodwin, the chief detective of the Margrave Police Department, and Roscoe Conklin, Willa Fitzgerald, a fellow officer, lend a hand to Reacher. Even though it's unclear if Finlay and Roscoe will make a reappearance in Reacher Season 2, fans are undoubtedly optimistic, even if it would drastically alter Child's works. Recurring characters may be effective for television, but they interfere with Reacher's nomadic way of life. Viewers get additional information about how Jack Reacher's moral convictions put him in conflict with his superiors in one of the rare flashbacks to his time in the Army. Reacher killed multiple people who were abusing a bunch of young boys when he was deployed in Iraq. Alluding to this occurrence, KJ Chris Webster, who turns out to be the primary antagonist of Reacher Season 1, informs Roscoe that Reacher is a murderer. Reacher expresses sadness about having to use force, but he also states that he will stop at nothing to keep others safe. Reacher and his supporters eventually learn that KJ's father, Kleiner, has been sending fake currency to a foreign customer. Reacher discovers that the mass bleaching of $1 bills is a part of the counterfeiting scheme after setting up a Home Alone-style trap for Kleiner's guys. KG is obviously very much a part of his father's illegal enterprise. In reality, Reacher finds out that KG is also behind the Margrave killings after foiling the counterfeiting plot. Reacher douses KG in chemicals and lights up Kleiner's entire organization in the thrilling final episode. Reacher and Roscoe eventually fall asleep together after experiencing a few intimate moments together. The main character of the show must put himself in danger in order to save Roscoe, even if Roscoe informs Reacher that their relationship shouldn't interfere with their goal. Even KJ notices the link between the two, intending to gain leverage by capturing Roscoe. Even after Rosso provides Reacher her phone number in the end, the two part ways. Reacher feels it's time to move on, while Roscoe chooses to remain in Margrave. It's revealed in the first season of Reacher that Jack Reacher's father wasn't the only one in the military. Viewers see in a flashback how Josephine, Reacher's mother, passed away in Paris following a protracted illness that was kept a secret. Josephine presents Reacher his French grandfather's Croix de Guerre, a World War I military honor, before she dies. It's obvious that Reacher's life path was somewhat predetermined given these additional military connections. Hopefully, the intriguing biographical narrative of the character will be further expanded upon in Reacher Season 2.